And hey, we're live here today on Litvak Leadership Live with my good friend who has come out of hiding because she's been working so hard. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Kerra Boriskey. And I never know if I say your
Hi.
last name right.
Hey, you know what? For years, I didn't know how to say it either. So you did well.
Okay, cool. So Kerra, how are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I am doing great. Are you done working 20 hours a day?
No, we're not. I mean, me personally, I've cut back a little bit, but however, we are still running production 22 hours a day right now.
Oh my gosh. So for everyone, as people are flowing in here, uh Kerra was supposed to be, if I go back and look at the historical notes, I think my fifth guest. And she fell off the face of the earth. She at one point was actually sending our Megamind group, and we'll talk more about this in a minute, videos of her running equipment in the middle of the night when she didn't have enough staff to do it there in Iowa. And then she went bone silent. And the other day, all of a sudden, she popped back up and realized, I don't have any emergencies. I can talk to my friends again. Exact quote. So
Yep.
we're so happy to have you back, and I bet you're happy to get sleep.
I'm actually happy to get back into the social world. I really kind of missed seeing what everyone's doing. I felt like I was kind of in a little cave there for a while.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
So I titled today, Retail is Alive and Well, because, we're not going to talk about the pandemic, okay? Don't give me pandemic comments. But speaking of which, everyone, if you've got any questions, throw them up on the board, and as they pop up, we'll divert the conversation and talk about them. Unless they're stupid questions, then we'll ignore them. But so, Kerra, your factory has been rocking and rolling. What the retailers that you deal with, the online sources, the big box people, the MAPAs, what are they saying about the coming all-important holiday season?
Well, we are in the middle of our third holiday season, but I'll take a step back, Sean, and kind of show our viewers who don't know what we actually do. We are a family-owned company. Yes, wood signs. We make signs that are 100% solid wood because our family has been in the wood business for 35 years.
Oh my!
What?
I said, oh my!
We harvest trees, and we make everything from trees, mostly from the state of Iowa, but we have to go out to surrounding states as well to get some of our supplies. We have a sawmill where we dry our own lumber, and we cut everything there, and we build everything on site. So we are fully use all of our own resources to make our products. So I'm going to show my little pumpkin for the season sign as well. Yeah. And that's what season we are done with now, as everyone's starting to decorate their homes for fall and Thanksgiving and Halloween. We're in the midst of Christmas season, and it's a really buzzing season for us. And our box stores are going big right now. Online sales are going well, so those are direct to consumer. And then our mom and pop shops, those are some of my favorite because those are your stores that have all of your unique little gifts and pieces in them, and they are ordering to fill their stores as well right now. And one thing, Sean, that makes our company kind of unique is we're made to order. So you have a small mom and pop shop that doesn't have a lot of room for inventory. They don't have a back storage room. They only have room for what you see out there in the store. So our customers don't have to buy 20 of a sign. They can put in an order of 10 pieces, and we'll ship 10 pieces made to order just for them.
So can you take like this sign and have it, instead of saying Megamind, Committed, Driven, United, have it say Corydon, Indiana, First State Capital?
Yep. Everything we do is made to order. Nothing gets printed until it's an actual order in hand.
So, but isn't that, for these mom pop shops, like, because I lived outside of Corydon in Indiana, hence the example I gave, for 16 years. I mean, how is that cost positive, not ginormously expensive. Let's say they want to order, I don't know, what does a mom and pop store order? Like 20 of those?
So most of the time, a mom pop store will order one of anywhere from 10 to 50 pieces.
Okay.
So where it really helps them is they don't have that carrying of that inventory cost, so they can turn it around. And even though we're made to order, we are about 1 week ship time.
Oh my.
So yeah, so if you have a customer and they have a big event coming up for the weekend and they want to stock up for their open house for the seasons, they can place a Christmas order right now and they can probably would have it out by Friday for them.
That's so. Just to give people some perspective, when it's not the holiday season, okay, before things went well, forget this year. In the past, when you guys worked normal schedule and then the holidays came, what would be the difference in how your plant would be running pre-holiday to prepping for holiday?
Well, pre-holiday, we still had the same turnaround. Actually, pre-holiday, it'd be probably 1 to 2 day turnaround. Now during holiday season, we're maybe 3 to 4 day turnaround. But as far as online orders, they increase. As far as box store orders, that's when we had to really ramp up our staff. And every year around this time of year, July actually is when we start what we call our holiday season.
Sure.
And we ramp up staffing. And this year was hard to ramp up staffing. This year was hard because, and I know we don't want to talk about the fun COVID, but
yeah, no, I understand. You got to talk about it a little.
Yeah, a little bit. We didn't know that the big box stores were going to order. We didn't know what to expect. Normally we get our orders in June. This year we got them in July. So we were kind of playing that waiting game. We didn't have all that seasonal help ready and lined up because we were a little scared, to be honest. And so we might have been a little late pulling the trigger on that. But the best part is we pulled the trigger. We've put some great systems in place. So now once this season's over, there's going to be another season. There's Valentine's Day. There's St. Patrick's Day. There is Easter. There's 4th of July, Americana.
So people like custom wood signs for St. Patrick's Day. I mean, other than Boston and Chicago, people buy those.
Oh yeah.
Just the way you say that.
What is weird, and I was shocked, but Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day last year almost beat Easter.
So you're telling me I should, because my wife goes to, I know who some of your customers are, but we're not going to talk about specific customers today because we're in the Megamind group, so we know some stuff about each other. So you're telling me I could go to one of my wife's favorite stores and pick up a piece of wood and she'd like it for Valentine's Day?
She would love it.
Oh my. Okay, you and I are going to have to talk when we get closer because that would be a unique gift, I think.
It is.
So let's talk about Kerra, the leadership juggernaut, who leads from the front. So like I had alluded to earlier, Kerra had posted some pictures or a video when, all crazy broke loose and she was in there in the middle of the night. Were you on a press? What were you on? Do you even remember what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I was printing.
You were printing and you were printing on wood. Yeah. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Well, I was, this is funny. Wait. We got to go back. Does Kerra have a discount code? I bet she does, but you need to DM Kerra for that. And let's show my cousin some love because she's just so much fun. All right. So totally lost my train of thought. So what were you going to say?
I know where we were going. I was printing in the print room.
Right.
And as I maybe said at the beginning of the conversation, our company is 35 years old, but our printing and sign business is 3 years old. So we are in our 3rd Christmas. And
how's that work? Back up a second. Your company's 35 years old, but your printing and sign business is 3 years old. So what happened the other 27 years? You were just like lumberjacks, or?
Yeah, so we were a sawmill. Well, so we have our own crews that go out and harvest trees. We dry the wood, and we have mulch. So we use our waste and create mulch, and we colorize it, and it goes to all kinds of like Menards and stores like that.
Okay.
And then we are a custom cabinet shop we've had for 20 years. And about
A custom what shop?
Custom cabinets.
Custom cabinets. Yes, yes. I saw that on the website.
Yep. And there was about 3.5 years ago, we were walking around looking in the dumpsters and thought there was too much waste in the dumpsters. And we don't like throwing away anything. So we were racking our brains trying to figure out what can we do with this waste. We went to a trade show and saw these big printers, and they were printing on wood. So we decided from that moment we were going to make wood signs.
So this is a 3-year-old business.
Yes.
But you see these everywhere. Your business must have taken off like a rocket ship.
It did. It's crazy. I think about 2 years or 3 years ago, we took an order for 2,400 pieces, and it took us 6 weeks to do. And now we're doing that in 1 day.
Oh, wait. 2,400, 6 weeks, 2,400, 1 day. Better equipment, better training.
Yeah. And
so
honestly,
Eric wants to know,
people.
What's the biggest hit you ever got?
The biggest hit?
Biggest sale?
Oh, gosh, Eric. Honestly, that was my biggest sale. That first order for 2,400 pieces. I didn't know what I didn't know what I was getting into. They stopped and they were talking to me, and I'm like at our first show in Atlanta, Georgia, and we're in this little temporary space, and I had written orders for maybe 200 pieces the whole show. And then, thinking I'm doing real well. And then all of a sudden this order comes for 2,400 pieces. And they're like, can you have it done in 6 weeks? And I'm like, oh, we've only made 30 a day so far.
The answer is always
yes.
Absolutely.
And I haven't turned an order down since. Sometimes I think the staff thinks I'm crazy, but boy, if I have to go in and run a printer at 3 a.m. to make it happen, I'm going to do it. And
okay, so we're going to pivot now. Eric wants to know your biggest hit in softball.
Oh.
Because Kerra is quite the athlete.
Oh, yeah. I'm a home run hitter, Eric. Never do anything but swing for the fence.
Kerra was and is an athlete. Bikes, runs, walks, coaches her daughter now.
Yeah, I do. I love coaching. It's very passionate about those kids and teaching them stuff. Yeah.
So what's the similarity between coaching kids and leading people at your 3-year-old company?
It is exactly the same thing. And one of my favorite lines in coaching and leading people, and I think I use it at least once a day. Mm-hmm. If you aren't getting the results you want, you have to ask, and you have to explain it again another way, and you have to keep doing it different every single time until you get the results you want. It is on you until you get those results. And I think that came to me from a class I took from Joe and Wyatt. And Joe Soto.
Would that be the immortal Joe Soto?
Yeah.
And Wyatt Whitmer? Is that his last name? Whitmer. Okay.
And it just hit me. And it's something I've used a lot in coaching. And it hit me like, I got to use that same tactic with the people at work. Because even though I think they should understand something, I may just have to change the way I'm explaining it, because it's really not anything. It's not information for them until they understand it. And that is just one of my things that leads me through every single day when I'm communicating with people.
So before I put this next question up, if you had to rank like the most important events in your life, I would assume your marriage, your birth of your daughter, and then joining Megamind.
Oh, I feel like this was a planned out question.
No, it wasn't. But when I saw it, I knew I couldn't put that up as like the most important thing. You know, we had to lead into it a little bit.
Honestly, Megamind Group was amazing. It came at this time that, we were all going through something. We didn't know what the other person was going through. I felt like I had enough people in my life. And then I met you guys and all of the people in the group. And it was one of those things that I didn't realize there were so many people out there like me. I'm from a town of 800 people.
Yeah.
So you just don't always find people who think the way you do and feel the way you do and are as passionate as you are. And meeting this group of people really showed me more so that I'm not crazy. And I know Eric will have a comment about that, but it made me feel normal.
I know exactly what you mean. I was talking to someone else in our group the other day, and I was telling them how most of my career, people have said to me, why are you like this? Why are you so driven? Why are you relentless? I like to say tenacious. They're like, no, you just never stop. I bet you've heard that.
Yeah. Has anybody ever said to you, you just need to relax a little bit?
Oh,
you need to slow down.
Yes.
You don't need to do everything.
Yeah. Maybe these people need to pick it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has anyone ever talked to you about the speed of Kerra?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think people just look at me and are like, we'll just stay away.
So now, you define yourself here on your LinkedIn resume as manager, but I love family-owned companies where, people who are actually doing the whole strategy and making, thinking, not that, thinking and doing, everyone thinks, but people who are strategizing call themselves managers. So in your role as a manager, what was the transition from, oh, look, waste, let's buy some presses? How did you get your existing team to buy into, yeah, we're going to print on wood?
My mom is an amazing person. She has an idea for everything. And she's like, we're going to do this. And I'm like, okay. And so she always comes to me when she wants to do something because she knows that I'm going to make it happen. So she'll come up with an idea and she'll say, Kerra, here you go. Now go do it. And so we flew out to California. I'll step back. I did t-shirt design for years and years for my aunt's small company. I did it on the side. And so I have a lot of design background. And these printers were actually similar to the printers they used in my aunt's t-shirt business.
Sure.
And so we went and we looked at them and I kind of already knew how to operate them. I knew how to design a little bit. And we said, okay, now we need to hire designers. We need to learn how we're going to build signs. So we got our cabinet makers involved.
Right.
And we asked our cabinet makers, how should we build these wood signs?
Because they're like little cabinets, kind of, sort of.
They are.
That way. Little cabinets made by the Amish. But you're not Amish. So, okay, go ahead.
And so I think they're some of the highest quality signs you're going to find out there because it's designed by a cabinet maker. And we had one girl working for us at that time and she was passionate. And I learned how to run the printer. I learned how to build the signs because we had to hire people, train them. I've painted a lot of signs in my day because we hand paint everything and you're going to get things out the door. You're going to step in and do what it takes. And so the really cool thing about our business, and I know staffing, I mentioned earlier, was kind of an issue for us.
Mm-hmm.
I like to pride myself on the fact that we're pulling from a resource of staffing that a lot of people can't hire and don't hire. And that is moms.
Okay. Talk about that.
Stay at home moms. They can't work because they take off on the days their kids have off of school. Kids are getting out early. Their kids sick from school. They want to work, but they're not the most employable people because everybody wants these set schedules. So our normal workday starts at 5 a.m. and goes till 1:30. When we're on 10-hour days, like we've been since July, these poor people, we go to 3:30. And I have moms who come in at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock after they drop their kids off at school. I have moms that leave early. I have moms that work third shift. So we try to have I have two moms that leave for an hour every morning to take their kids to school, and then they come back to work.
So you're totally, it sounds like, flexible as long as the people stay to what they agree to.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And it gives you this group of people who are so passionate and they care about the end result of the product because they're working because they really want to.
Oh, sure.
And they're so thankful for you to give them the flexibility and the opportunity to work. And since June-ish timeframe, we went from 20 employees. Now we are up to about 50.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Our staff.
And it's not slowing down.
No. And 50 isn't probably quite enough. But we're making do. We're getting some new equipment. We're looking at ways to make their job easier so that we can produce more with the same number of people.
So it goes without being said that although opposites attract, there's always similarities between people. So here's Kerra, the entrepreneur, and then there's her husband, who Eric wants to know about ice. Isn't your husband into ice?
Yes, my husband owns his own small business. He makes ice, bags ice, and delivers it around probably a 60-mile radius of where we live. And he's coming right out of his busy season because he is really busy in the summertime. And this COVID was really good on his business too. It was actually to a point where it was almost, he couldn't keep up. It was busier this summer than it was last summer. And you think about all these people, and I'm going to kind of refer back to one of our customers told us, people are staying home. So, for his business, they were going to home parties. So home parties are buying ice and they're sitting around a campfire and they make ice. And they're not going to like the restaurants and stuff like that. They're going and sitting in small groups. What we're seeing and what our buyers are seeing is they're seeing people are sitting at home and they're looking at their walls and they want to redo something. And the thing with signs.
And they put up signs.
The thing about our signs is they're a disposable product and we live in a disposable generation. And I mean, you can look around your house and I'm going to guess I'm right, but I bet you don't have a lot of $1,000 paintings in your house.
No.
And that concept is going away. People don't want something that they pay $1,000 for and they're stuck with for the next 30 years because they invested that.
Right.
They love a $50 sign that they can change out every single holiday.
And okay, I'm going to sound really sexist. Women like to shop.
Yeah.
And if women like to shop,
that's the truth.
Okay, and my wife loves to decorate and rearrange stuff and pull things down. I mean, you would think that there's like a different season in our house about every 6 weeks because I'll come home. Well, when I worked out of the house more, as opposed to being in the house more, I would come home from being out of town and I would do this. And I'd look around and I'd start saying, okay, that was over there. And that's something new that you spent money on. And that used to be over there. And
I'm impressed, Sean. Most guys don't notice. Most girls can get away with all that stuff.
but my wife likes it that I notice it. It's become a game. The bad part is the other day I said, when did you do that? And she's like, 4 weeks ago. I'm like, oh, and I missed it? Come on now. All right, Eric keeps like throwing in questions that I'm getting to, but Kerra is so engaging. I'm not sticking to my agenda. Okay, so what's happening with the economy? Because you are the retail queen there. So what's happening with the economy? Is Christmas going to be a Black Friday?
Right now, the stores cannot keep Christmas in stock. So what I'm seeing right now is, and we have a retail store as well, so we're seeing the same thing. Our fall decor, there's hardly anything left already. Usually we have fall left over after Thanksgiving. I don't think we'll have fall decor to take us into Thanksgiving. And our stores are doing reorders, and they're doing big reorders. And like right now, our big box stores have a October 30th is the last day to ship for Christmas. So we have to have all of our Christmas out the door by October 30th. And I go into the stores and I can't see our products on the shelf. Most stores are sold out. But then when you come from after November timeframe,
right,
then you're coming into Christmas buying gift season. So then it's like your everyday things and your the things that are non-seasonal. That's when they get really big, is November, December in the stores.
So whatever happened to Thanksgiving? It's like Thanksgiving is the forgotten holiday. You go from 4th of July to Halloween.
Halloween is huge.
And Halloween is just friggin' credible. You go to
Crazy.
Halloween and then bam, Christmas.
Well,
and
if you don't have your Christmas tree up by Thanksgiving, you're behind.
And
But
you know,
I
I'm a
refuse.
big Thanksgiving guy, and it kind of somewhere between bums me out and pisses me off that there's nothing really going on for Thanksgiving. What do you guys have to make me happy for Thanksgiving?
Well, I'm going to tell you, first of all, I don't go Christmas tree shopping until the day after Thanksgiving.
Thank you very much.
I go out and I cut it down, and that's when Thanksgiving goes away. I love Thanksgiving. It's one of my favorite holidays because it really is a reflection time, and it's a time for us that we get to sit with our employees. We have a huge Thanksgiving meal. We sit with our employees, and it's just nice to sit in the break room, eat with them, talk about how hard we've all worked for the past 4 or 5 months.
Oh yeah.
And enjoy that time with our employees.
And it's okay. Thank you. I'm glad someone else thinks like okay, so Tim's going to bring up something. So Kerra, came up with this thing that I found out she didn't come up with. She was all in. I said, I'm going to do this too because I'm kind of a loon on this. And I made it 20 days. And then I said, this is nuts. I can't do it. Yes. We're talking about, no, not Wes Wyatt. We're talking about the 75-day challenge. The 2-a-days and sticking to the diet that I had chosen. Because mine wasn't like a real diet. Mine was just like no fried foods and something else. I figured if I just cut out all fried foods and there was something else I wasn't eating, the no alcohol was no big deal. The 2-a-days just got exhausting. So I want to know, how do you stay so thin? Because I started doing this 75-day challenge and I was eating like a horse because I was working out so much and I started putting on weight. So tell us about did you continue with it during the busy time?
Yeah.
Get up.
October 25th is my last day. It's my second round of it. I did it in January. And what I really love about it is the mental toughness that it brings. When I say I could do that, I went to Vegas. I went to a show in Vegas in January and did not drink and did not indulge in bad food for a week.
Oh, wait. How do you do that in Vegas?
Right?
Sari,
I know.
Where's Sari? Sari, comment on that right now.
I know. And it's like, but after going through it, I feel like I can do anything. Okay, if I got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go print for 2 hours, I can do it. That's easy. It's a mentality. And it's something that I try to teach my kids, coaching them. I try to teach my daughter. There is a mentality that so many of us have grown so weak, and excuse my language because I don't know who's watching, so I'll just call it the F it attitude.
Okay.
And they're like, it's fine, F it, and I'm like, it's not okay. Our choices really impact us tomorrow. And it's not just what I eat. It's the choices I make in work today impact what's going to happen tomorrow.
Okay. George says you're going to be on the Olympic team. Pick a sport. Kerra will be there if she decides. So the first time you did the 75-day challenge, because I think you've done it did you make it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm not going to turn around and have to tell somebody I failed.
Yeah.
Failing isn't an option.
See, and I'm not afraid of the word failure, so I definitely failed. But I know that our church does a 21-day fast at the beginning of the year. I think you've heard of different churches doing things like that, where like you can have fruit juices or whatever you want to do, whether it's a Daniel's fast or just water fast, which I wouldn't advise. So I'm planning on, if the 21-day fast will go to like the 23rd, because it'll start on like the 2nd, I'm going to give it a week of like eating whatever I want. And then February 1st, start the 75-day challenge, because February, March, halfway into April, I think that's a good time to do a 75-day challenge.
It is. And I'll tell you what, he finally put his book out. So it's a program from Andy Frisella, and he wrote a book, and it's called 75 Hard. And I got to get the book. I haven't read it yet. I've listened to the podcast many times. But his mentality, it's, sometimes he gets a little rough, but you know what? I like to be somebody to be straight up with me. And when I'm listening to his podcast, he calls me out on stuff that I'm like, yep, you're right. Got to be a better person.
So were you listening to his podcast every day when you were
I was listening to his podcast, and he's what convinced me to do it.
Okay.
I listened to his podcast on it, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay. At first, when I heard it, my sister asked me to do it last October, and I said, no, that's crazy. Because you have to read 10 pages a day. Yeah. I said, well, I'm too busy. I'll listen to the audiobook.
Can't do that.
Right. And it says you have to do 2 workouts a day, 1 indoor, 1 outdoor. And I said, well, I'll just do 2 indoor because I don't like the cold.
Right.
And then it said this and it said this. And I kept saying, but, and I'm like, who am I? What gives me the right to make changes? I mean, if this is the rules, I should follow the rules. And
if you want to play, you got to pay.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Kerra, there's so much. So basically, looking at my notes, let me tell you what we've missed and not talked about before I give you your final 2 minutes.
Sorry.
Because we're at 31 minutes already. Shocking. So some of Kerra's key strategies: create an experience, be social, set value, not price, limited or no space. Her company, her family's company, I don't know, this company of people is Kendrick Inc., which is Kendrick Forest Products, Kendrick, and there's like a tree in the logo. Mm-hmm. The Market with 2 Ks, Shimley, and Forever Cabinets by Kendrick. So everybody who's watching this, whether live now or moving forward, you need to get on their websites. You need to look for their stuff, because look at this. This is solid stuff, man. And this is all, now you can't get this one. Okay, this is a special edition that only 22 of us are allowed to get. Maybe someday 220 will be able to get this, but for now it's only 22. So, Kerra, in our final 2 minutes, when people end this interview, end this live stream, what do you want them to take with you? What do you want them to say? Boy, Kerra Boriskey, I'm still going to get that wrong. Kerra Boriskey
There you go.
When she said this made an impact. Go.
Oh gosh.
Go.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it's the people, and you have to treat your people. You have to care passionately about your people. Everybody talks about caring passionately about your product, and I believe that you have to, but it's your people. You need to know about them. You need to understand who they are, what challenges they face, because the more you understand your people, the more they are dedicated to you, to your company, to your product. And I find that, I don't do it for the ulterior motives, but
Right.
there are benefits of it. I mean, I do it because I care about the people, but they produce more, they care more, they come in more. They're just as invested in it as you are. So when you treat them like family, they treat you like family. And that's really where your end product is number one.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend Kerra, who is an athlete, is a coach, runs a business, will have a social media empire someday, which we haven't even talked about, loves to stream video. She has her own live stream for her company. When is that? Isn't that like on Thursdays?
Well, Sean, let's call me out. And I took a little hiatus when I had to really focus on getting product out the door, and I had to let my live streaming go. So now I'm really trying to figure out, what does the company need from me next? Do they need me to get back on behind the camera, or does the company need me to start putting my focus other places? I got to figure out the next steps for Kerra.
Okay, good for Kerra. Kerra's doing some thinking. I like that. So Kerra, thank you for being my guest today. I had fun.
Thank you.
I can tell you had fun.
I did.
So this has been great. Everyone, thank you for all the comments. And hey, if you know someone that I should interview, send an email to me at interview@litvakleadership.com. If you're looking to watch this again, you can either watch it on Facebook, or you can watch it on YouTube by searching my name on YouTube, and you can watch the replay. Otherwise, Kerra, again, thank you very much. Everyone else, be blessed and have a great day.